This will be the complete course. Like once you're done with this, even you don't need any single topic to learn after this regarding the SS7. Like from very basics to all the advanced stuffs regarding the SS7, I will try to cover it out. Even some of the defense mechanism also, and some of the research regarding stuff. So total modules, 16 modules are there. Every like in every week, I will try to complete at least 2 to 3 module, at least 3 to 4 module. I will try, so that this will finish within 15 to 16 days or 20 days. So it will be best for all of you. And I hope everyone is having Kali Linux operating system. So always Kali Linux operating system. Download this out. You must have to download this operating system. Anyone who have not installed Kali Linux yet, or everyone is
Sir, I
having?
have installed.
Yes, yes.
I
So
have.
yes, yes. So like in this batch, only 5 people will be there, 5 to 6, not much that. Like Aman and Saumbir, like few of you are in a live one to one, like two Aman and I don't know the name of his friend. So both of you are in one to one. So all the basics I will be covering with like 3 more people, and then you will be switched to one to one. Like once the tools start, you will be into one to one only. So I hope you don't mind this out. So first of all, try to install Kali Linux, because from tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, whatever tool we will be starting, that runs will only on Kali Linux, like even on not on Paratos. So if you have already installed Kali Linux, it's pretty good. Or if you are not having that, today try to install it out. Watch some of the YouTube videos that will help you to install. And anyhow, just try to install Kali Linux. Or if you are having, and if you want to switch to some more advanced tool and more detailed tools, then a Black Arch Linux. So a Black Arch Linux you can also install with. So if you go with a Black Arch Linux, it comes with some of the predefined tools and pre-installed tools regarding the advanced SS7 attacks too. So this one you can do. Like on on Kali Linux, we don't have that much tool, like around 600 plus tools you will be getting only. But this Black Arch Linux consists of a tons of a tool, like around 2800 plus tools are already installed, and then multiple tools are also available to go through that. So all the SS7 tools that we will be using on Kali Linux, by installing from the GitHub and all multiple resources, even you will be finding all these tool over the Black Arch Linux pre-installed, and they work pretty well over the Black Arch Linux. So if you have some yes, enough space over your system, if you are running with a good operating system, at least i5 with a 16 GB of a RAM and having 1 terabyte of a space. If you are running with this type of a configuration, you can switch to Black Arch Linux. And even more than that, if you are having 16 to 32 GB of a RAM and having a space around 1 TB SSD, then this will be a very best operating system for you. So try to install any of these operating system, and even all of these tool will run well on Kali Linux also. So both we will be covering. So today I will be starting with this one, module 1.
सर
Yes,
एक्चुअली सर
yes,
सर
yes,
ये ब्लैक आर्ट्स जो टूल है सर ये उसमें VMware में करना है इंस्टॉल.
yes, yes. VMware workstation or VirtualBox, both you can install it out. Like both will be completely fine. Yeah. So anywhere, try to install Black Arch Linux, or if you are having Kali Linux, you don't need to directly jump over the Black Arch Linux. It's not a mandatory. But yes, if you want some good exposure, like this is completely for a black hat hackers and those who are just very much involved into security penetration testing and all. This is just solely made for that. So just switch to any of that. And so we are starting with a today module, which is over the Telecom foundation. I will be covering all of this detail, and tomorrow also I will try to set up the labs regarding what are the tools we are going to cover, and some of the protocol suites we will be discussing tomorrow, architecture we will be discussing tomorrow, what are the things inside the SS7 that we need to study while doing any call spoofing, how attacker does call spoofing, SMS spoofing, how any OTP can be bypassed. So from that topic we will be starting tomorrow. But before moving to map, SCCP, TCA, ISUP, MTP, we will be looking for like what is SS7. Before that, still I will be looking for what are the telecom, how telecommunication works, and then we'll move further. So today this is the module 1, and here we will be covering first we will be covering all the telecom hacking fundamentals, understanding all the network architecture, then from telecommunication every details we will be covering, and then we will move further. So the first topic is what is telecommunication. So I hope everyone is familiar with anyone want to explain what is telecommunication? Aman, do you have any idea like what is telecommunication?
Yeah, a little bit. I have a little bit idea about SS7.
Okay, okay, yes, yes, that I will
Signaling
be covering. Yes, yes.
system.
So telecommunication is nothing. It's a very simple, like it's the exchange of information over the distance using the electronic means, like all the signals, whatever we are sending, like voice data, videos, text through various channels like wires, radio waves, optical fibers. Yes, yes, communication using the frequency. So all this comes under the telecommunication. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so let me write telecommunication. So just understand it's a telecommunication. So it's basically exchange of information over the distance by using various means, and signals we can transfer. We can transfer our voice, data, videos through the various channels, like it can be radio waves, it can be optical fiber, even through the internet also. So all these communication from one place to another place comes under the telecommunication, and this is the main lifeline of today's world. Like everything is being stated and been work only on the telecommunication basis. So that's why it's a very much important right now. And there are few key components in telecommunications. Like first, it sends the signal. Like there is a transmitter which usually sends the signal, like a mobile phones also used to send the signals. Then we are having some transmission medium which basically carries the signal, like a cable, air cable, sometime air also, and the fibers which basically carries all the signal. And then at the end we are having the receiver, which basically interprets the signals to any another phone. So if I just simply go with a component, like this is completely different from other courses, because if you look for the other courses it can be done easily, but if you look for the SS7 you need some of the hardware knowledge is also, otherwise this course will not possible. So in telecommunication we are having first we are having the I hope this image is clear everyone, is it visible?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So in telecommunication, first we are having the transmitters, which basically encode the data from the transmission. Then we are having the transmission mediums, which basically connects the medium between the devices. Like it can be carriers, like it can carry the signals like cable, air, fibers. Then we are having the receiver at the end. Like here, the transmission is being made from there. There are some transmission medium like cable or air. So some of the signal we will be trying to capture in the air, which is being generated or travel through the air. So that's why understanding transmission is also important. And after that we are having the receiver, which basically receives the data, which basically receives and interprets the signals to another phone or another device. So that's how basically telecommunication components work. So I hope now it's clear to all of you like how it works. Like there is a in work system, then there is a telecom processor, then telecom connector media, telecom processor, and then at the end it connects to the computer. So that's how it basically works. So there is a nothing much complicated, but yes, you need to understand. Like here, this is a good diagram regarding the call system that we will be looking for. So first there is a base station, anyone is making call, it goes to the base station. From that base station the call is switched to another tower. From that tower it looks for like in which tower location the person is calling is available, then it transfer the call to that particular location. So that's how your telecommunication works. So I will be coming back to that. So this like if you are not understanding anything, you can simply search for the images of that, you will be getting more ideas regarding that. So in telecommunication, like we are having something, we all do everything which every time, which is phone calls. And in between the after completing the entire syllabus, like in module 3 we will be capturing all the phone calls whatever going through multiple tools like wireshark, tcp dump. These two tools I will be using to capture the signals of any phone which is going through my device, or that is moving into the signal. So that we can do. So if we look for the phone calls, your voice is basically converted into any electrical signal, and it is sent to the receiver, and then receiver is having some such mechanism which basically convert back all the signals into the voice, and then he receives the call. When you look for the SMS, basically all the text is transmitted over the signals like SS7 signaling system, and then it reach back to your client where you are calling with. And after that, whenever you are doing let's assume whenever you are doing internet browsing, that also works in same way, like all the data packets travels into the network, and then it displays into the website. Like if I am let's assume if I am searching facebook.com over here, Facebook. So first, once I click over here, some of the data packet is being sent to the Facebook server, and then it has reached to the Facebook server. It has taken went there, and then it has given us this request page from while going up to the Facebook server. So that's how your internet browsing is working. Like here you are sending some data packet that is traveling over the internet, and in between that, you will be getting multiple challenges when you are trying to track the internet browse try to track the video calls or voice over IP. So video call or voice over IP are basically a real-time audio and video that are basically sent over the internet using multiple apps. Like it can be Zoom, it can be the Google Meet that we are doing right now, it can be WhatsApp. So that what we are basically doing into the video call, and all these communication in a video call or are basically done by voice over IP. Like IP addresses is being used in transfer of all the data. So that we'll be also looking for, like how to capture the call that is being made using the voice over IP. After that, some of the more signals comes in play, which is TV broadcasting. Like all the audio video signals are basically transmitted via satellite, because right now in military installation and multiple stuffs, we look for the system where satellite phones are being used to not get tracked, and somehow people basically used to track the satellite phones also. So we will be also looking like how satellite signals work, and how it can be tracked or how it can be captured. So that also can be covered over here. And then the most very famous one is a radio communication. So in radio communication, all the voice signals are basically modulated and sent via the radio frequency, that we will be also discussing. And we will be not trying to capture the radio signals over here, but yes, that's how your radio communication is work. So I hope till now you all get the idea, like what are these things and how your telecommunication is working right now. Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So so in between that, we are having few key components of telecommunication. I hope this is the second part that we have to. Yes, yes. I hope telecommunication you all have understood, like how it is working. In between that, we are having the key components of the telecommunication, which are the switches, router, transmission protocol. So so basically just I have just write key components of a telecommunication. So what actually does? So the first telecommunication component I can write is switches. There are multiple components, but first we are looking just for switches. So basically, switches are responsible for connecting the calls and the data sessions from one point to another point by basically creating a dedicated communication path. It can be mainly in a circuit switches network, like a PSTN, that was basically worked previously when there was if you, let's assume you are making call from traditional landlines, or you are calling to some helpline numbers like a police and all. So that work basically using the switches. It's a circuit level routing in call system, like all the calls are being traveled through the wire means and all over here. Like whenever you are making any traditional landline call which uses a switch, it basically ensure like your line is physically connected to the recipient for the duration of the call. So that's how it works. And there are two types of switches also. Like there are switches in networking also, and there is a switches in calling also. So just don't get messed in between that. This I am just talking about the call in between the switches. So whenever you are making any like there are two types of switches. Like let me write types of switches. So here we are having the two types of switches. Like first one is class 5 switches, which basically handles the local exchange, like it works on the user level. Like first one is class 4 class 5 switches, and the second one is class 4 switches. So all the class 4 switches handles all the long distance call routing. So whenever you will be purchasing multiple tools in between that, like some of you are having hacker rf1, someone of you may be looking for IMSI catcher. Like these are the tools that basically used to capture some of the data, I can say, that we'll be discussing further. So some of the tool works over the class 5 switches, basically which handles all the local exchange user level, and some of this tool will be working over the class 4 level of a switches. So the tools which are working over the class 4th level switches will be having the long range, like even you will be able to capture the calling from like like long distance. But if they are into some short distance level, then it's like it's up to just a user level only, so it's impossible to do that so far. So these are the main difference in between that. So whenever any hacking happens, like whenever there is any SS7 attack, often target switches to basically redirect all the calls or intercept all the communication. So all the interception of any SMS, OTP bypass, all this happens in between that, and all the devices are being made by taking these in detail, like either it can be class 5 switches or either it can be the class 4 switches. And so the tools which works over the class 5 will be cost you little less, and the tool will work over the class 4 will cost you a lot, because class 4 provides you a long range. So you need to discover like multiple tool I will be discussing regarding the software also. Some of them will be working over the class 5, and some may be working over the class 4. So this is the main difference in between that. So I hope switches are being covered. And now we are having another component, which is routers. So basically routers direct data packet from one network to another. Unlike the switches, they break the data into multiple packets first, and then they assign them the IP addresses, and then choose the path, like from which path the packet must be reached to its destination. So that's what routers does, and routers is a main part in the networking. Like whenever you are doing some internet level of a call or voice over IP calls, then router will play a key role over there. Otherwise we don't need routers in the calling system much. But yes, whenever like there is a routing or a DNS poisoning, it can be led to man in middle attack and traffic redirection sometimes. So like if let's assume a router basically gives the path. So here is your router, it's your device, you are just connecting from your router, and let's assume your person whom you are making a call is sitting over here. So from this point you made a call, it is going through the router. So if sometime if your router is being tweaked or your router is being rogged, so at that time there can be chances of a man in middle attack, like your traffic must be go through this path, but a victim might be sitting over here, or might be creating a fake access point, and from there your data will be reaching to your person whom you are calling, and in between that he can intercept the calls, he can perform whatever he wish, because once the data is going through his network, or once he can filter all the data, like what the things are going through that particular network, he can read the messages, and multiple steps can be done only. So that's why securing your router is also very much important in between that. So a router also have a multiple feature, like it provides you IP routing, network access translation, all the firewalls rules that we will be setting. Like even for protecting the SS7 attack, we can set multiple rules. So all these rules we can set into the routers, and quality of any services we can also do into the router. So that we will be doing. After that, these are the key components. Nothing much is to discuss in between key component. After that, one is the transmission. So basically transmission is a physical way, like it's a way to communicate. Like it can be wireless channel through which the data can travel, it can be the wired, it can be depending on the network infrastructure. So all these comes under the transmission. So there are few types of a transmission also, like transmission can be a wired transmission, it can be wireless transmission. Like if you look for the wired transmission, it can be the copper cable, which is a twisted pair or coaxial pair. Like if I go with TWIS, twisted pair cable. So I hope you all have seen something like this. for making the communications. So let me just go with the images. So like this cable you all have may have seen for doing that communication. Anyone have seen this? Like I think everyone have gone through this, like twisted pair of a cable or coaxial cable. All of you have seen these cables.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So these are the very common things, like easily available everywhere. So these are
But
the cables which basically
that is telephone, I think so.
Yes,
That's
yes.
used in telephone.
Yes,
Huh?
yes. In a telephone or even sometime in your routers and switches. So these are the twisted pair cables that basically allows for the communicate. And sometime like multiple in multiple cities you might be having like workers are working to dig around the road, and then they are putting some fiber optics over there. They are basically for the high speed and low latency. So it like the communication which is made through the twisted pair cables and all, it might be having some latency, there might be some call droppage and all. But if it is being made through the optical fibers are very high speed. Like let me show you how it looks. So optical, so like this wire you might have seen over here. So there is some in between the core there is some glass like a structure, and this is what optical fiber it, and they are very much fast and they are more relevant also, and it works long. They are having the long durability, so multiple things are there. So it's a like from this side basically light enters, and like all the communication are in form of a light here basically in optical fiber. So that's how it works. So we don't need to get into the detail of optical fiber, but yes, basically we need to understand like there are some whenever there is a wired communication, there can be a copper cables like a twisted pair or coaxial pair. And then if there is a fiber optics, all the fiber optics are very high speed, there is a low latency, and optical fiber look like this one. So these are for the wired one. And when you look for the wireless, then for wireless we are having multiple system, like it can be radio frequency, and it can be microwaves also, it can be the satellite also. So like all the radio waves we basically used in all the mobile networks. So radio waves, so all the radio, if you know how to capture the radio waves, all the signals you can capture in between that. And after that we are having the microwaves are basically point to point, and then the last one is the satellite, which basically go to the satellite, and then it basically communicate. So satellite I will not touch in like detailed, just a basic overview I can give you of a satellite, because I don't even know satellite in much detail. But yes, these two I know in very detail, I can say. And radio waves I will be doing with a complete tools, because microwaves we don't need, like they are for a military installation, because it does a point to point, and I don't want to touch any government what is installation. So we'll be looking for the radio waves only, which is basically for all the mobile networks doing for from 2G 3G to 4G to 5G, all works over the radio waves that we will be discussing. So whenever you are making any mobile call, your first your voice is being transmitted via the radio waves to the nearest cell tower, and then through the fiber cables to the core network it reaches. So whenever any attacker can sniff the signals like Wi-Fi signals or your GSM signal, they basically intercept the unencrypted communication, or they can even do frequency jamming too. So if there is a hacker, all these are not that much encrypted. Like if you look for the WhatsApp calls and all, they are little more secure because they provides you encryption. But all the normal calls whatever you are making, all of them are unencrypted, because they are made a long way back, like around 1970s or 1960s they are being developed. And at that time people doesn't think like the world will develop so much that people will start intercepting the OTPs or calls. So at that time they doesn't think that. But right now they are very unsecured system, but still working everywhere. Like multiple call providers are providing some security over it, but they are not that much enough. So that's how it working. So so these are the transmission rules. I hope you all get the idea. After that we are having the protocols. Let me write it.
So the radio waves you told, we are using 5G mobiles. Okay,
Yes, yes.
that the
4G.
signal goes to the sun.
Yes, yes.
That's the signal I think so that go to the transmitter, I think so.
Yes,
Like
yes,
what?
yes. Yeah, all those signal first, like whenever you are making any call, first all your voice is being transmitted into the radio waves, and then it goes to the transmitter. Like transmitter are installed over your nearest tower, and from there it distributed
Then
over the net. Yes.
from transmitter it go to router, then router to switch, and like what means what the process that goes
No, no.
our
From transmitter, it looks like what is this destination, and at then it is being transferred to your destination tower, and from there it reaches to you. Like at a destination, like all these towers are being connected to the optical fiber. So from your transmitter tower, that is reached to your nearest tower where you have made the call, and from there it converted into again into the radio signals, and then it moved back to your like a destination point. Like let's assume, let me show you. So from here you have made a call. Here it is a tower. So your call is now it has been converted into the radio signal, and it reaches to the tower. At tower, there is some transmitter that has converted radio signal into some light waves, you can say, for the optical fiber. Now you and in every call, because you have whenever you are making the call, every person have their IMSI number, which basically generates the detail like where that person is right now. So once it is being defined, your transmitter send that call to the nearest tower of the person whom you had made the call, and using all the optical fiber that we are seeing right now, and then at the transmission point the person received the transmission point convert all these signals into the radio signals, and then to the person it basically your person captures, or his phone rings, and he once he press green button, your phone is being picked up. So that's how it's working. And in between that we are having multiple technologies like this is just a overview. In between that we have hundreds of technology involved. Like if it is a voice call, there will be some another technology involved in between that. If it is a SMS, there will be some another mechanism to deliver all the SMS. So SMS, if anyone is looking for the SMS interception, he will be working completely different way for the all the interception of SMS. If he is looking for the call interception, that will be completely different. If he is looking for the call logs, that mechanism is completely different, that will be discussing further. So right now just understand, like from here the call is being made, like whenever you are doing, because in our devices we don't have any wired device to connect to the tower, like so that first of all our call is being directly connected through all the call are being connected into the signals, because we are having a long towers everywhere. Every single time all these towers are capturing the radio signals around them. Once your call is being made, it goes to the tower, and from there it's traveling. It's a little complicated, that's why I have taken a theory session for that, and then we'll be moving further. So okay, so let's move to the point, like what are protocols in between that. I hope you get the idea. Did you understand, or I need to discuss again?
no, so I have understood.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so
yes.
do
So
we need switch and like routers like
no, no, you
for
will not need anything. Like I've just told you regarding those two. Like yeah, they are the component only. You don't need any router switches in between in at your home to do all this. Whatever tools is required, I will be telling you. Like most of the tool we will be looking for the free tools, because the paid tools here are very expensive. Most probably in India they are highly expensive. So that we will be looking for. So let's move to the protocols. I hope I have. Protocol. So there are multiple protocols. Like basically protocol defines like how devices communicates, like how the device will communicate to each other, how they will be sharing the data, how will they will be verifying the identity, like yes, this is the actual person whom I need to divert the call. How they will be maintaining the session, like if you have made call to me and in between that session it drops, so it's a drawback, so it also have to maintain the session properly. So all these are being defined into the protocol. They are basically like a language or a rule book, you can say, that basically all the devices follow whenever they are making any communication. So for the protocol we are having the SS7, which is the very famous protocol we all know. SS7 is a protocol for all the telecommunication. If I am just writing tele, you all understand it's a telecommunication. SS7 is for telecommunication, like all the calls, all the SMS, all the roamings, I can also say, because most of the people using the roaming sim, so all the roamings, everything is being handled by SS7, and it basically works over the network layer, you can say. Then we are having the SIP. So SIP is basically a voice over call setup, and it's a tray down, and it's over the application layer. So it's for a voice over IP, voice over IP calls. We are having the SIP protocol. Then we are having the RTP protocol. It is for the real time transport for any audio or video, like whenever even right now, if I am doing a Google Meet, all of these are using RTP protocol right now. It is for the real time transfer of the data, real time transfer of any audio, video, live streaming. Even for all the gaming application, it can be utilized for making the call in between that, making the chat in between that, opening the camera during the gaming. So that can be done using the RTP. And after that, we are having the TCP IP. That is not that much important over here, but yes, TCP IP is for the general internet communication. And at the end, we are having the GTP, I can say. So GTP is for all the 4G calls or LTE calls. So all the LTE, once again, let me write it capital. All the LTE slash, once again, LTE and 4G are basically based over this, and this is the core of the telecommunication. Like GTP is the core, and then SS7 is also a core. So once again, let me go to GTP communication telecom, and let me write a wiki. There is no any wiki page for that. Otherwise, okay, yes, we are having this one. So this wiki page, try to read this out after the session. Just go through this session, go through this piece. This will give you some more detail regarding that. You said the prices for the switch software are different. Can you name some of their prices and basic idea? Yes, I'm just coming to that. First of all, I have just shared a wiki page for that, like this one. This is for the GPRS tunneling protocol, which is GTP, is a group of IP based communication which is used in all the GSM, LTE, 5G. So all of these are basically even 5G is also working over this, and that is also for the Propsky mobile IPv6. So always try to read the Wikipedia page, whatever technology you are not understanding over here. So like what is this version, what is this protocol type, multiple stuffs you will be finding over here. And like GTP C control, GTP U control. So as much as theory you know, you will be doing well over here, because whenever you will be finding any detail, like whenever you will be configuring any tool, they will be asking you for a lot of the details over here, and at that time you don't need to Google everything, because at the end you need to have something in your mind to do during the attack. So for that purposes, whatever resources or link I am providing, just make a link list of everything and go through that. That will be helping a lot. So in between that, go read this out. And someone have asked regarding the price. You said yes for like IMSI catcher, this one you can go with where it, we can find it over the so this is like around 9 lakh rupees it will cost, and it will work around the globe. Like even if you have set it in India, you can work with it around the globe. So this one you can go. These are the switches. Switches doesn't cost you a lot. Network switches for a Cisco. So I don't know, switches you don't require switches over here, but yeah, if you are configuring your home network, then switches is being required. And your this product will cost you a lot. So there are few alternative of that one is Hacker RF1. This one you can use, like Hacker RF1. So this one you can buy, like this one, it's around 24,000. Some of its alternative you can also make using Raspberry Pi, so that can be also possible. So there are a lot of options, like RTL SDR you can also make. This will be also possible. So this one you can also purchase, but don't purchase anything right now. Like this one, it cost you around 2,900 rupees. Some of them are, so there are different, but right now don't purchase anything until you have not attended at least 5 to 6 session. Otherwise this will be not of any use, all the coding part of everything, because once you
तो सर
can
सर
purchase. Yes.
सर ये हैगार एफएन के साथ कुछ डिवाइसेस एक्स्ट्रा दिखाते हैं कि ये एंटीना वगैरह, ये भी साथ में परचेज करना है क्या?
Yes, you need to have some antennas to increase the bandwidth and the range. You need some of them. Like I will be mentioning everything that you will be needing soon, so don't worry.
Okay,
Till that, just understand. Even I will be discussing the coding part of Hacker RF1. Like also like how to configure that. Even you can purchase the tool by spending 5 to 10,000 rupees. Is not a big deal for anyone who is looking to learn the technology in detail. But how to configure that is very hard stuff. Even any tool configuration will be very much tough. That will be discussing further, and I will try my best to configure that. So don't worry. You all will be able to configure any single every tool within half an hour. So just give the session full timing. Like in between that, I may have written these tools I will be covering to, and while discovering all the lab setups, you all will be knowing like how to set up all the tools, and all these tools also I will be setting. So all setup of all the tools you will be learning. Let me discuss some of the more theoretical parts. So what is the next? So importance of a telecommunication. I hope you all know, telecommunication. In telecommunication, we need to secure everything, because all the calls and messages, data packets are passed through the telecommunication infrastructure. So that's why it's make it a very critical point for any attack or a defense, because telecommunication is a backbone of a communication right now. Like all these data are just travel through the telecommunication, so protecting that is very much important. So for that we will be looking for multiple security, like how we can protect that. When we look for SS7, when we look for SS7, so this is a very vulnerable. This is very vulnerable. SS7 is known for a in the system number 7, and it is a telecom protocol which is used for all the routing of all the calls and SMS between multiple carriers, but it lacks proper encryption and authentication. So that's why it's very much important to protect this out. And all the hackers can basically exploit SS7 to track anyone's location of any mobile user, because whenever you are making any call, if you are sitting, let's assume you are sitting over here, you are making any call to this person. First it will be going to your nearest tower location, then it will be finding the nearest tower which is to the person location, and then the call will be diverted to him. So if SS7 is being attacked, it's a very easy for anyone to get the exact location, like where the person is moving right now. And it can be also used to intercept the SMS, because you send the SMS that is going to the target tower to tower, and all the towers are not data are not encrypted. So anyone who is like if you are an attacker, what you will be doing, you will be setting up a new dummy tower, you can say, over in between that. From that the data will be passing, and you will be capturing everything over here. And as any data of here is not encrypted, it's very easy to read the data. So you get the idea, what it mean. So that interception of a call and SMS for OTP banking and all multiple steps is possible over here. And even a call redirection can be simply done, because if anyone is playing with the towers, he can divert the call from that person by changing the IMSI number. It can be diverted to another person too, so that that it can be also done. And while going through the SS7, all the bypassing of any two-factor authentication system, bypassing of a 2FA system can be done easily. So that's why protecting SS7 is very much important. So but SS7, when we go with telecommunication, SS7 is a very weakest point in the world right now, because SS7 is a very invisible vector of any telecommunication, and that can be done easily. Even the SIM swiping and identity theft can be done. Any telecom network are often used to verify any identity using the OTP, phone numbers, login. So any attacker can basically perform the SIM swipe by tricking the or any giving some little amount to any telecom or telecom applying and asking telecom employees and asking for them for IMSI number and get the idea of IMSI number, then can do the SIM swiping, can get the lot of stuffs from there too. And they can be take controls of a phone number to assess any bank details, emails, crypto wallets, anything can be possible. Like even by using SS7, SIM swiping is being possible. So if anyone is doing SIM swiping, you all know what it can be done. It can be even used to bypass the SMS based 2-factor authentication. So to get rid of all these stuffs, we are looking for something like Google Authenticator or multiple authenticator, Amazon Authenticator to protect our OTPs right now. So that's why we are looking for multiple authenticator, and SS7 is not secure. But what we can do, multiple companies are using that, and people are taking advantage of these technologies right now. So this is the thing over here. And after that, even for the voice over IP, yes.
सर मैं बात कर रहा था जैसे जो लोकेशन क्या होता है उसके लिए एसडीआर और एसडीआर की जरूरत पड़ेगी क्या?
Yes, yes.
So
No, SDR we will be not looking for. We will be just looking for IMSI number later. Not nothing much. Yes, yes. Just okay. So even for a voice over IP call, like if anyone is doing, like you might be thinking like it's a voice over IP call. Let me write it. VoIP. So if it's a voice over IP call, there are multiple attack possible in voice over IP calls also. There can be call hijacking. Can be done. There can be eavesdropping via RTPS streaming and snipping. There can be denial of services also on the SIP server, because whenever we are making a voice over call, all the calls are being connected to the SIP. So anyone can basically do a DOS attack over the SIP server to take that server down. And once the server is down, no one will be able to connect the calls. So that one also can be done. So protecting telecommunication is very much important in right now, because let's assume there is some war like situation, and people are sending some fake messages here and there, everyone's bank account compromised, and multiple steps can be done. It can cybersecurity can act as a act of a war in between the countries too. So it's a very complicated scenario right now. I don't know why people are not protecting our critical data like SS7 and all in a much advanced way, because there is no any mechanism also, because all these calling system are based over the very old mechanism, and right now thieves are much smarter than protectors. So this is the issue right now. Okay, so so we need to have some good data policy and regulatory compliances to protect all of this. So that we will be discussing later, like how we can protect it out and how it will be done properly. So let's move to the next point, which is SS7, and from here all of your classes started. From here we are discussing like what is the real stuffs right now. So anyone having idea regarding what is SS7 can explain a bit regarding that? Anyone want to explain SS7?
SS7, I think so that's a protocol that's been using voice call or something like telecommunication for telecommunication. That's the protocol they use to communicate with each other.
Yes, yes. So basically, it's a set of a telecommunication, it's a signaling protocol, basically developed in 1970s. That's what I had told you earlier, because it's a very early signaling system. That's why it's like a little not that much secure, and it is being set up to manage all the phone calls, SMS, number translations, prepaid billing, roaming. I will be also discussing like how anyone can trickle in between the billing of any phone number. That is also possible. Like multiple bill hacks you may have seen over the internet, and how actually they work, because sometimes they actually work. So that I will be also discussing. If you go with the in a Middle East, there are multiple telecom provider operator that provide sim recharge for free multiple times, by like they used to give you the subscription of any sim card provider for just $100 for 1 year, and people are taking them, and and that's how all the sim operators are in a loss right now, because someone is getting internet for free in those countries. Because if you look in India, here we have plenty of recharges, and our internet cost is very down as compared to around the globe. So in around the globe, people are looking for the hacks. If there is recharge of 2000 USD for 1 month or 2 month or 3 month, I can say 2000 USD. If they are charging for 3 months of internet, they are looking for the hackers that do some tweaking in their signaling system 7 and provide them the same recharge in 200 USD. So that's what they are looking for, because their internet connection are much expenses from here. So because all of the billings are also handled by this particular system, that's why it's important to protect it out also. So so because it has created a lot, and basically think SS7 as a language in a telecommunication network which is used to do communication between any person. It basically used to make the calls, sends the SMS, and lot of the stuff we are doing. So basically SS7 does the voice SMS, which is the one part of a payload, and then it instruct to connect to the signaling that is being handled by the SS7. Like first you make a call, and then it instruct to connect to the network where you are trying to connect with. So if you look for the functions, like what SS7 provides, so it's to do all the call setups, like all the call setups are being done by the SS7, then all the SMS routing done, and then the roaming authentication, roaming auth is being done by this SS7. Then all the number translation is being done by using SS7, because number translation, like some of time you may be having some toll free number, so that translation is being also done by the SS7. Then all of the caller ID details are being taken care by SS7 caller ID. Let me write one more thing. Caller ID and call forwarding also is being done by that. So call forwarding, so all the things regarding calling is just being taken care by the SS7 only right now. And then balance management, like prepaid balance management, I can say. So prepaid balance management is also being taken care by this one. So all of these are being just taken care by SS7. That's why it's very much important. So mastering SS7 is like having a gold mine at your home. Like this is joke, but yes, you can say like it's having a gold mine. Master, if anyone have mastered SS7, it's like having a gold mine at home. So just try to learn this properly. So basically if you look for like why SS7 has been created to it was basically created to switch from the manual to the analog signals, doing all the call setup from which was less secure. It just tried to make all the calls very secure, but right now it has become the insecure one. And SS7 bar also basically set up to make the globalization of all the communication. So that because it was a standard protocol and all the countries has adopted this, so we can make international calls too. So that's why it has been developed. So before SS7 we were having only the manual and analog signaling system, and call setup are very slow and very less secure, and global communication was also not possible at that time. And when SS7 are being created, we got some speed, and we are also getting automation by using SS7, and it is also providing there is a lot of in operation between the telecom provider. Like if you are utilizing here, if you are in India, you are using Airtel SIM card, you can make a easy call between the Geo SIM card too. So all the interconnection between the two telecom providers are also being provided by this particular system. So that's why we are utilizing right now SS7, and it's very important. And you may be thinking like, if it is that much insecure, why we are using it right now? So we are using right now because there is no another mechanism to handle the roaming calls. So that's why we use. There is no any other mechanism to handle the SMS and calls. So if there is no mechanism, then we need to use this only. And there is also there is no other mechanism for international calls. Like you can make WhatsApp calls and all, but other mechanisms are not available. So that's why we basically use SS7 right now, and I don't think it is going to be replaced by any other technology in near future. So that's why we are discussing in between that. So I hope SS7 is clear to all of you, like why it is important, and what is the purpose, and what is SS7. Anyone have any questions?
Right now, like
Yes.
right now, like every 5G, like Airtel or Yes, कुछ भी अभी है, सब SS7 ही यूज करते हैं प्रोटोकॉल।
Yes. Everyone is SS7. Like there is no other mechanism. Like if you are using voice over IP call, like WhatsApp call and all, they are not using that. But at the end, the core of their technology are SS7. Like this is a basic suite that they will be using every single time. We will be looking like
Hello.
how. Yes. Like they will easily know. So there are some mechanism to get protected. We'll discuss that soon.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be discussing that out. Okay, so like signaling, I'm also just sharing this link. Just go through these two links today. Make some good pointer notes that will be helping you a lot in further sessions. And from tomorrow, we'll be trying to discuss, trying to install all the softwares that is being very much required in between that, and then we'll be looking for there are few key components also of the SS7 that you need to read. Like let me write key components. So there are very much key components like STP. This is for the this is known as a signal transfer point. It routes all the SMS messages. So all the SMS are being taken care by the STP. And then we are having the SSP is for the service switching point. Like SSP for the service switching point, and it switches the voice call. So if you are looking for the voice call, voice dropping and voice capturing, then SSP you need to attack over the SSP server, and for SMS STP you need to look. So just always remember this out. And then we are having SCP. So SCP is for the service control point. It contains all the databases like the number translation, if any call history, call details are being taken care by the SCP. So that is also important. And then we are having two more point, which is HLR and VLR, that we will be starting more discuss we will be doing. So it basically stores the subscriber information used in the GSM network, and that can be easily trickled, and all the balance prepaid bills and all are being also taken care by the HLR VLR. So these are the four main components of SS7 that we will be looking for, and some more things are also there that we will be looking further. So I don't think there is some piece regarding that. Let me check. Like whenever you need to read regarding the call forwarding, just click over there. You will be getting more ideas regarding that. So that's how you will be reading more. And I'm just looking for, yes, just directly search over the wiki like STP for SMS, SSP for voice. Just search over the wiki. You will be having a pages for this over the wiki, and then just go through that. You will be getting more and more detail like how SMS work. That will be like it's a complete theory. You all can run over that. So I hope you all get the idea like why it's important to learn, because it can track the mobile or user live location. It can intercept the SMS. It can listen to the phone calls. It can route or drop the calls. It can bypass the 2FA authentication system. So that's why we will be looking for all of these stuff. So try to revise whatever we have discussed today, and we'll meet you again tomorrow same time, and we'll discuss further. And those who are not having the Kali Linux, try to install that out. That will be helping you a lot in a further. And tomorrow we will be starting like some of the packet analysis we will be doing, and then some of the like no, this one is not one. Tomorrow I will be starting with like network or a GSM architecture, and then we'll be looking further. So that's how we'll be doing. And call setup like module 3 will be starting soon for running of all the tools and all. Okay, so that's all everyone. Thanks for joining. Anyone have any questions, or should I end this session? Basically all the call are being made over, like they have bidded for the 5G spectrum only. They have not
Okay.
bidded for the 4G, 2G, 3, but call are being made over the SS7. Like they have not.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
the background.
Yes. That is happening over the background. Like a spectrum is a different perspective. Like a spectrum is
Okay.
like they have not played the Ranji match. They have just directly start playing the international. That is like this. But
Got it.
at the end
Okay.
they know the cricket because so cricket is like SS7 over here, and 4G 5G is just levels over here. So they are just
So
jumped to level 5 of a 5G, and the technology in between that they are using is a SS7. Now like when it was in starting phase, like all the network was not being configured in that way. So at that time you may have seen like all the calls of Geo was made over the 4G, and network was over the 5G. And then the time grew and company has adopted, all the tower are being configured in that way, and now all of these are proceeding further.
ओके ओके, मतलब मैं अपने खुद के डिवाइस
Yes,
पे
yes, yes.
टेस्टिंग करूँ?
Yeah, like if you are started testing over the anyone else device, then it is risky. But if anyone is not testing anything, then how the people will learn, and how the people will be educated, and how the engineer will be produced. So at then you need to make your hands
और
dirty
सर
to
एक
learn
बात
this
और है सर,
technology.
कोई
Yes.
बंदा जैसे किसी अलग विक्टिम है कोई, और उसके डिवाइस पे टेस्टिंग करते हैं, उसको पता भी नहीं और ना ही वो कल को कंप्लेंट वगैरह करे, ना उसको पता चले, तो भी टेलीकॉम कंपनी एक्सेस ले वो क्या बोलते हैं, टेलीकॉम कंपनी कुछ वो बोलती है फिर बाद में?
Like they may be block your SIM card if you are just doing lot of a twiddling with that. So they will block your SIM card. So that's how it will work. Like they will block your IMSI number at that time. Your tower will work, get down, and or everything will be wiped out. So that's how it works. Like we'll
ओके।
be discussing it further, like what are the risks with doing that, and how to get protected in between that, how to set up the labs. We'll discuss
और
soon.
आरडीबी वगैरह होती है, उससे काम नहीं चलता क्या इसके
No, no.
प्रोटेक्ट?
RDPs will be not protecting you. What will protect you, we'll discuss earlier further.
ओके ओके
Okay, okay. So have a nice day, and whatever links are over here, just try to go through that and read the articles as much as you can. And if you find some good questions, just make sure to take it out. And from tomorrow, we'll be discuss further. Okay. Have a nice day.
सर, रिकॉर्डिंग भेज देना एक बार सर
Yes,
ये।
yes, sure. We'll do. We'll send the recording soon. Sure.
ओके
Okay. Have a nice day.
सर, कल क्लास रहेगी इसकी?
Yes, yes, yes. Yesterday will.
कल?
Tomorrow we will be having the session of this.
ओके ओके।
Okay. Bye.